the question on your picture with Mr. Modi still remains as to why did you seek that meeting? Did you seek it or did it come from the PMO?
So I got a call from the PMO's office, which was it came to my office that that there is a meeting. He's coming to the Parliament premises at so and so time, and I told my party leadership that there is a meeting, and they said absolutely. If Prime Minister calls a member of Parliament, you must go for it. And I met him. Had a good, nice 20-minute conversation with him, which was the first time ever. Out of my 6 years, this was in the fifth year, where I was which I told him. I also told him about this. Then my 5 years, there have been so many parliamentary delegations that have gone to every part of the world. But I was never considered for any delegation, maybe because they think I'm a problem child or a problem opponent, or I will go to other countries and probably embarrass
No, but you have gone on parliamentary delegation.
No, just this one was the only official delegation.
Didn't you go to Turkey or something like that?
That was not parliamentary.
Okay. Dhankarji sent you on?
No, Dhankarji never sent me anywhere. Okay. Dhankarji never sent me anywhere. Before Dhankarji, Venkaiah Naiduji didn't send me anywhere.
Okay.
So, and I'm sure the coming vice president also will send me nowhere.
Yeah. So once we get a vice president.
once we have a vice president. But I'm pretty sure of this fact. So I did tell him that, sir, two things have happened in this year. That I got to go on a parliamentary delegation, and a delegation which I will always hold close to my heart, simply because it is an issue that resonates very, very strongly with me. And B, that I get to see you, one-on-one, because I met him in an all-party delegation where all the MPs were called, whoever went on the delegation. That was the only time I met him, and this was the second time I was having a meeting with him. It was a very nice, cordial 20-minute conversation with the Prime Minister.
Question I wanted to ask on the parliamentary delegation is that there are many people who saw you, even mimic Bilawal Bhutto in that, and that went viral also.
I have to thank ANI for this. I was like, I was making these speeches and ANI ensured that everything was recorded, and because of which it went the way it did. Boom.
So that was a decision that we took to cover all the parliamentary delegation at every point.
Which was really nice.
Because I thought that this is a historical thing which is happening.
Yes.
And we all had a meeting and we said that this is what we will cover, because it was at every point, at every destination, you were making some statement, some meetings, which would be significant. And sure enough, it paid, I think, because everywhere there was something or the other. And that Bilawal mimicry, those who didn't know that you mimic, that was so good. I wonder whether he's seen it.
I don't know. I won't even want to hazard a guess. But if he's seen it, I hope he gets the stronger message that is there. That you've lost your own family members because of this nexus, of this military terror nexus. And you going across the world and saying, ye khoon raat ke samay pe humle karte hain. For you to say this is actually very hypocritical, and you're doing huge disservice to your mother's memory. She was killed in cold blood because of this nexus. And for you to forget your own history is actually an invitation to allow this to thrive. So that was my point. And I hope if there is any bit of sense of responsibility towards making Pakistan a nation which people can respect in the times to come, is when you will call off this nexus and have a constitution for what it is and have a democratic structure the way it should be.
And also, I think, the personal tragedy that family has seen, being victim of terrorism, as you say. The second thing which I feel is that one doesn't expect educated politicians, who've had exposure to education beyond that, their madrasa education that they have only, where they think that, Hindu seeing wale hote hain, and Indians are, roaming around the streets singing Bollywood songs, and that's how we live. At least they have exposure. They know what India is. They know what the world is. And for them to talk in such a
it's just so, and I keep saying this, it's disappointing when you see world leaders actually defend something like this. I won't even call him a world leader, I'm sorry. A Pakistan-based opposition leader, who again, when the army decides, he may in his head think that army will make him a prime minister one day, but the army will decide to dump you, and dump you how? You won't even get to know. So I think the reality check is very obvious for Pakistan, and to understand that they are facing an abyss, and as a young leader, either you fight that systematically or you go down that abyss.
Totally agree. Namaste, Jai Hind. You're watching ANI podcast with Smita Prakash.
अगर हम उसको मस्जिद कहेंगे तो फिर विवाद होगा.
The issue is टूटा है क्या भारत?
400 पार का मतलब ये है कि संविधान खतरे में है.
क्या हम लोग ये निर्देश देते हैं कि फला को गिरफ्तार करके जेल डाल दें?
वही तो कह रहे हैं सब.
ये बेबुनियाद निराधार आरोप.
सच्चा सुनना चाहो देखो स्मिता प्रकाश ANI. It does not lie.